Because you're the first pastor I've interviewed on a murder case, and you can't even tell me the truth. So how am I supposed to have faith? You're disappointing me about God right now. I'm talking to a pastor that can't even tell me the truth. Do you remember going back, stepping over Amanda and pointing the gun right in her face? Because she sure does. You know she's not dead.
This is Sayantan Ghose, a pastor, an ICU nurse, a man of God, and a man who shot his ex-wife's husband on his daughter's birthday. On June 28, 2017, in League City, Texas, Amanda Harris was coming home from a birthday shopping trip with her daughter. When she pulled into the driveway, she found her husband Wayne facing down her ex-husband, Sayantan Ghose. Amanda and Sayantan seemed like the perfect couple. Married in 2005, building a life together, raising a little girl named Kelsey, until the day Amanda turned a corner in their home and found Sayantan violently shaking their baby, a tiny, helpless, crying child. That was the moment she knew she had to leave. But Sayantan was not ready to let go. For the next 10 years, Sayantan showed up everywhere. He fired gunshots outside Amanda's window in the middle of the night. He appeared at their door on Christmas morning while the family sat around the tree. He left books on their porch. He called the police on Amanda for letting Kelsey play outside. He showed up so many times that Amanda got her license to carry a weapon just to protect herself. And every time, police issued warnings, trespass violations, and he kept coming back. Amanda and Wayne held Ghose at gunpoint and called 911. The dispatcher told them to put their weapons down. They complied. Ghose did not.
My name is Amanda Harris. I've been down there many times to tell you guys what's going on. He's been told by the police to stay away many, hundreds of times.
Do you have a weapon right now?
My husband and I both have a weapon.
Okay, I'm going to need you to put that weapon up, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, you and your husband both.
Wayne, he wants you to put your weapon down.
Does this other male have a weapon?
I have no idea.
Little daughter also called 911 from the car.
Come over right now, please.
What's going on?
My mom's ex-husband, he literally stalks us and he's at our house right now. My parents are yelling at him right now. It's done. I'm sorry. I'm just really scared.
Hey, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting help for you. Stay on the
My dad.
He shot Wayne Harris 7 times. 2 of those shots, point blank, to the side of his head while Wayne was already on the ground. Then he walked over to Amanda and pulled the trigger again. His magazine was empty. Amanda survived. Ghose fled across Texas, withdrew cash, drove toward the Mexican border. 2 days later, Border Patrol stopped him in New Mexico. He had the gun in his car. He had blood on his pants, and he had a story ready.
You know, and I literally was so scared, my heart was pounding, and I thought I'm a grown man, I thought I was gonna pee my pants.
Watch as a detective sits across from a pastor who spent nearly 2 hours talking about God, about ministry, about his love for a little girl named Kelsey, and could not once tell the truth about what he did in that driveway. Watch the moment the detective tells him the whole thing was caught on video. And watch what happens when a man who calls himself a man of God is asked to explain 2 point-blank shots to a man who was already down. At the end of this video, you will see the sentence Sayantan Ghose received. This is his interrogation.
Wednesday was actually Kelsey's birthday. Kelsey's like my daughter. I know, my spiritual daughter.
Take a minute, Pastor. Take a minute. Take a second, okay? I understand this is very emotional. And you know what? I am happy and I am glad that I am seeing these emotions from you, okay? Take a second, settle down. Take a second, take a deep breath and just settle down. Don't try to talk right now, okay? Don't try to talk. Don't try to talk. Just take a minute. Kelsey's birthday, right?
Kelsey's birthday.
How old is Kelsey?
Kelsey's. And we got her when she was about 6 months old.
Who is we?
Amanda and I when we were married.
Okay.
And her mom is Amber, and she was a meth addict. And so we were in Iowa and we got her, and I still remember she'd come from the meth houses. Amber used to take her to meth houses in Michigan. And so, like, I remember holding her 6 months old, and I was like, God, this is such a precious child. She shouldn't have been through this. And we had her, and I feel like neither of us knew Christ back then very well. I mean, we watched Pastor Joel Osteen on TV quite a bit, and things were good. And then I had wanted to go to med school. I was doing podiatry school in Iowa, and that wasn't working out academically. And Amanda was frustrated. We had sold the house. She came down to Houston, and I still stayed up in Iowa because I wanted to switch to like the MBA program at Iowa State. And I felt like it would be good for her to do something similar as well, in undergrad business, fashion. And that way we'd have loan money and things like that to raise Kelsey. We were trying to find jobs, but it was not a good time in the economy. And Amanda came down to Houston, and then...
How year was that?
That was 2000 and... I think that was 2006.
Okay. All right.
Because I started an MBA program in 07. And, that's when she came down here, and then our custody got challenged by... mainly the instigator was Kelsey's biological maternal grandmother, Joyce, Amber's mom. And Joyce and Amber had a pretty rough kind of a childhood relationship with Amanda, from what I was told by Amanda. And literally, I guess Amanda had gone up to visit, something had happened to her. Like Joyce had personally, 6 months into having Kelsey, Joyce had personally delivered a note to Amanda, this, you're being served, you have to go to court and we're gonna take Kelsey away. And so I literally was in panic mode back then. I was taking massive amounts of student loans and extra student loans that were maxed out credit cards. We had me in Iowa, Amanda in Houston, and Kelsey flying back to Michigan for Kelsey's hearings. And it continued like that for a while. And then finally I was like, I can't do this anymore physically. I started having that GI bleeding for 6 months, and then I just stopped my MBA and came to Houston. And this was in 07.
So you stopped your MBA program to come to Houston?
Yeah, because at that point. And then I was like, I wanted to do everything I could to protect Kelsey, because I don't want her to go back to the drug environment.
Sure.
And the way Amanda had positioned it was Kelsey's paternal biological grandparent, Rose Gordon, is also not good, which actually turned out not to be true. She's actually super Christian, watches TVN all the time, and now her son's been baptized, and since then I kept in touch with them. But anyway, this around 2007, the financial pressure was huge. They weren't talking, nobody was talking to each other. And then Kelsey's sister Kaylee was with another fellow named Phil Duckham, and he, he was like a county commissioner in Jackson, Michigan at the time, and so he was able to like get Kaylee out first, and then get Kelsey and Carly into like separate homes by working with the judge up there. But he, believed in what he called like a military strategy, which is like, separate all the guardians, kind of keep them in his domain of influence.
Sure.
And not really have any kind of open communication or relationship, which just wound up fracturing the kids' lives more. And that continued for a while, and so it was always like living in fear because we always like were thinking like Kelsey's gonna get taken away, and then I started having like migraines and vomiting like for like 6 months straight after that, and I felt like Amanda was not cooperating. Like she, like I told her before I came down from Iowa that, we have to protect our student loans. Like this is like the only way that we can protect Kelsey.
When you say protect student loan, you mean pay them?
No, like
what is protect?
Keep them and keep going to school because we were both enrolled in programs like at U of H, Clear Lake. And then I saw that she wasn't like, I guess she was just like shutting down from stress because my dad had died, and then this Kelsey thing happened, and her grandma died, and her mom got divorced, and like a third time, and it was like massive pressure. And one day there was like just a blow up where, like she just, it was a stupid reason, but like, it was like I had found a dog, and like I wanted like us to have that dog, because like my other dog got along like really nicely with that dog, and it was real cute. Like it's the only dog I see would actually pick up Kelsey's like bit, Passy, and run around the house with that dog. And like one day, like Amanda and her mom just decided to give the dog away without asking me, and so I like blew a gasket, and it was like stress. And
so let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
Let's fast forward.
Yeah.
I know this is very important to you. It's very important to me. Y'all ended up getting full-time custody of her, correct? She was awarded to Kelsey, was awarded to y'all, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Both of y'all?
So, initially to me, like initially to both, like it was like a temporary custody, and then like after that blow up, like we separated, and I was like had to clear my head, and then like on Mother's Day 2008, like I was I think it was 2000 it was either Mother's Day 2007 or 8. I was like at my mom's. I was back at my mom's house trying to like salvage what had happened. And like my friend Dr. Millen LeMay had called from Iowa, and he was like, "Look, you need to sit down for what I'm about to tell you." So he sat me down, and he said that Amanda had reached out to him like romantically, and I prayed and like vomited all day Mother's Day, and I was like, I didn't want to divorce her, but I was like, that is like a biblical grounds for divorce, to go after somebody else.
Sure.
And so I went off to Iowa. I was brokenhearted. I still didn't want to divorce her. I still didn't want to leave Kelsey. I left them with like thousands of dollars. And then about 30 days later, I was in Iowa. And I was like, look, if you just, leave like the friends, leave these kind of friends that are encouraging you to do these things, like, with other guys or party and this and that, just come back to Iowa, like, we'll be good. But then, like, she had found, like, one of her friends had found another friend who was, like, super promiscuous, like, was doing, like, threesomes and stuff, named Stephanie. Like, she had found her a job at Rooms to Go, and supposedly she was supposed to make, like, $90,000 a year. So I was like, okay, well, maybe God wants us to be apart, and she can make a lot of money, and I can finish my school.
All right, Pastor, when did y'all get divorced?
That was, like, 2008, December.
December of 2008. Okay.
So
where were y'all living at the time you got divorced?
She was in Deer Park, Pasadena, and then I was back in Iowa.
Okay.
And
after the divorce?
After the divorce, 2009, 2009 December, I finished my MBA program back in Iowa, and we were still kind of keeping in touch. And during that time of the MBA is when she got full custody. So I was happy for her. I was like, you know,
Chelsea.
of Kelsey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kelsey, I'm sorry.
Right, yeah. And so then I was like, look, you know, I finished my MBA program. I still love you. I still love Kelsey. You know, I had found like a John Osteen devotional, and I had stuffed like a picture of Kelsey, and then when I had opened it in Iowa, like it fell out, and I was like crying, and I was like, let's work it out. I promise, like we have to go to church and all this stuff. So I came down December 2009. We moved in together, and then for 3 months, like we were living together and going to church, and then like she just felt like, you know, I just want to date other people. She said, you know.
So y'all divorced.
So we were divorced already. We were divorced. We were going to come back together, like, you know.
Did you want the divorce?
No.
You didn't want the divorce?
No,
Okay.
no.
Did you fight the divorce?
I filed it because of that phone call that my friend gave me that she had reached out to him,
Okay.
Dr. Mellon.
You filed for divorce.
After, yeah.
Okay.
And then I also wanted to get back together after that, you know.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit, okay? Did she move to Tomball?
At some point, okay, so she started, I think she started dating Wayne. I don't know when exactly, but I know that by 2012, I think they were dating. And so I was actually working at Lakewood Church with the children in the children's ministry for Veronica Montgomery, like right before that. And you know, so they know my story. Dodie Osteen used to pray for me. I used to take names of, you know, sick patients at hospitals to pray for her, like Tuesdays, you know. You know, I had started to feel like, you know, there's a scripture in the Bible about like Joel 2:28, how God will give you like visions and dreams, right? So one day, like I was like the Dodie Osteen's, I still remember Dodie Osteen's blood drive, and I think it was 2012, and Joel Osteen had preached a message that pray for what you hope for. And in that interim time between like 2009 and 10, like occasionally Amanda would let me see Kelsey, you know. We had a good time. Like she would stay over at my mom's house. We'd go out for pizza. I'd take her to Lakewood and the Sacred Heart Church to go see the big statue of Christ and all that. And but I noticed like Amanda was becoming more like on off with Kelsey. And 2012, it had been an off period, and you know, Joel Osteen had said that, and I prayed for it, and then suddenly I just felt like a vibe, you know, like I had closed my eyes and prayed, and I felt like Kelsey was like running away from Wayne, like in the sanctuary, like running across like the Lakewood Church sanctuary. So I was like, oh, whatever, that's like whatever, ridiculous, and Kelsey's with Wayne and Amanda. So I was in the after the sanctuary, I went to the blood drive bus, and you know, I saw a text from Amanda. I still have the text, and it's on a phone. I saved it at my apartment. And the text said, "Are you at Lakewood? I have a notion to see you." And that was a text from Amanda. So I was like, wow, that was like crazy, you know. Like I was just praying about Kelsey, and then she winds up being at Lakewood. I didn't even know it. And I was like actually like joking around with like this other grandma lady on the bus, on the blood drive bus, about how tough marriage is. And then I saw that and I was like, wow, like that was a miracle, you know? So I met Amanda, and then I got to see Kelsey, and it was awesome. And Amanda told me in the sanctuary, I still remember like the stage is up here, the sound booth is here, and me and Amanda are sitting here after the service together. And she's like, "Sai, I'm so sorry that I hurt you. And Wayne cheated on me, and he told me he has a sex addiction." So I'm like, okay, why don't we work it out? Like, I still love you, I still love Kelsey, like, you know, let's work it out. She's like, "I don't know if I can do that, but I want you to be a part of Kelsey's life." Okay? So it was like literally like over...
This was in 2012?
Yeah,
okay.
so 2012, and so I was like literally, you know, like taking Kelsey to Chuck E. Cheese, you know, Amanda had me pay for her ballet lessons, and then about like 7 days, like some switch went off in Amanda's head again. And it was, I decided to get back with Wayne, and I don't want you to be a part of Kelsey's life. So I was like devastated, because like I had this huge like attachment to this kid, and I had actually like left a post MBA PhD admission in Iowa to be here,
Right. You gave up a lot.
I gave up a lot to be here.
To be with her.
Yeah.
Before.
And so then, like, I literally, like I was saying, like, we had an EAP program, and I had entered like nursing school at that point. And I was like, because I just wanted to do some kind of job where like I could be in the same town as Kelsey, just in case anything happened, just in case Amanda switched back again. And I was like thankful to God that like Mike Seegers, Kelsey's maternal grandfather, was in town. So I don't know if you met him that night, but so then like I was like waiting and to see Kelsey again, and then by then like 2013 rolled around. And I had like what I thought was like it looked like a liver tumor like in my liver, and so I had to stop nursing school and try to find a job with full-time insurance, health insurance, and the only one that came through for some reason was a job at the VA up in Iowa. And I still remember I had called Amanda about this. And I think she and Dwayne were relatively still new at that time, back together. So I still remember he picked up the phone and he said something like, what the F, bitch, and he called me a bitch. And he's like, this is my woman now and she's pregnant. And I was like, that's odd. So like I kept in touch with Amanda's dad and stuff. And I started back keeping in touch with Rose Gordon, the paternal grandma, like back in around 2010, because I was seeing like a lot of instability, and I was like, okay, Amanda had told me like.
Gosh, let's. I know there's a lot of history here.
Sure, sure, almost there.
You know where we came from.
Sure.
We came all the way from Lake City, that history is important to you. I understand it.
Sure.
A lot of emotions there. A lot of why you did things for gifts and birthdays and you love this girl.
Yes.
You love Kelsey.
Yes.
Let's fast forward a little bit to.
Okay.
What about? Did you go to their house about a month ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago, when the police were called?
Tell
me about that.
There's no police calls at that time that I was aware of. Like I had.
Did you show up at their house recently? And I don't mean prior to. I mean prior to the incident that took place.
Maybe, I don't know if it was 3 weeks ago. It might have been.
Whenever it was.
I never interacted with them.
Police contacted with you, correct?
No.
Police never made contact with you by phone?
No.
Or by person?
Not in person, no.
Okay, but did you come to their house?
I dropped off some books for part of our financial ministry, and so I was hoping that everybody could like get along at some point, because I'd also been like a couple Christmases ago to drop presents, and like Wayne's historic response is like, "Get the f out of my house!" Like I'll kill you or something like that. That's his like typical.
Did you try to explain to him?
I have a videotape of the Christmas interaction actually that I can share with you guys. And I had showed it to Mike and Amanda's brother, Sean, as well. And they giggled about it, and we prayed and left. But the most recent time that I visited, I did not knock on their door, I did not interact with Wayne, I did not trouble them.
Did you drop by the house?
I dropped by the house to drop the books, and I left, that's it.
Where did you drop the books at?
In the front door.
Front door?
Front door.
Okay.
And they were basically a book called Saving for Your Future. My ministry...
Did you leave a note?
No.
Did you text anyone and say, I dropped books at your door?
No.
Did you call anyone and tell them you had?
I had texted Mike to join like this financial movement, and like the Pope is involved with this financial movement and all that. And I had hoped actually to pick up like a insurance license, and then to build a team and to support my ministry with the income and all that. So nobody mentioned that was a problem. I didn't see it as a problem. I noticed that they had a for sale sign. If anything, I thought that would help them if they're struggling financially and they need to sell the home. Then
let's fast forward to
Sure.
Wednesday morning, the day of the incident.
Yes, sir.
And I'm calling it the incident because I don't know what it is.
Sure, yeah.
that morning you woke up Wednesday morning, start your day?
Sure. So actually, I had work late on Tuesday at the hospital. So by profession, I'm a professional ICU dialysis nurse, and so people count on me to protect them and save their life, not to take it.
Listen to what he just said. He is sitting in an interrogation room charged with murder, and he introduces himself as a man whose entire professional identity is built around saving lives, not taking them. He says this without irony, without hesitation. This is who Sayantan Ghose is, a man who has spent decades constructing an image of himself as a healer, a pastor, a protector of children. And that image is so deeply embedded in his mind that even now, hours after shooting a man twice in the head at point-blank range, he reaches for it instinctively. Because if he is the man who saves lives, he cannot be the man who ended one.
And it's a good job. It's a great job. It's actually funded like our mission trip last year, and over like 20 grand into the ministry, so I'm thankful for it. But around 2, I probably woke up like around 2 in the afternoon because I was so tired from like the whole...
From working the night before?
Yeah, and doing all these projects, like...
Woke up at 2, then what happened?
So then I went to a meeting regarding this financial thing. I had finally gotten my insurance licenses, and it's part of the Agon family of companies. So it's like side income that I wanted to make and support the ministry and donate to kids and all that in India. And so there's Agon, there's Transamerica, there's Merrill Lynch, and then their education and marketing arm is called World Financial Group. So this is the thing that I wanted Amanda and Wayne to look at, and also Mike and Grandma Rose as well, as helping like the entire family, and then planning for Kelsey and Carly and Kaylee, something good for their future that will come out of something bad originally, right, where everybody was once fighting.
Seems reasonable.
So I finished my meeting up, and then that lasted a few hours, and then I must have run some errands, and I went to go buy Kelsey's gifts. So I went
to buy those gifts at?
Lifeway Christian bookstore off Highway 59, right near Houston Baptist University.
What's it called?
Lifeway Christian.
Lifeway?
Lifeway. W-A.
Oh, Way. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, what can I get Kelsey? What can I get Kelsey?
What'd you end up getting?
I got her 4 Christian music CDs by female vocalists that play on our ministry station as a stream, Christian music stream. Okay. And it was like Francesca Battistelli, Natalie Grant, Carrie Job, and I think the other one was Laura Story, but I forgot the 4th one. And then I also got her Jesus Calling by Sarah Young devotional, because that's like a fantastic devotional for adults, and so I thought Kelsey would enjoy it, and I got her card.
Is that the book you're talking about, the devotional?
Yeah, yeah.
You got her, or is that something else? Because you got a book, and you said, what did you write in the book? Do you remember?
To Kelsey from Pastor Sai.
To Kelsey from Pastor Sai.
Yeah, and then I had a hard time finding the card, like a good card, because I mean, like in my mind, she's like always like been deprived of, her grandma Rose, her grandpa Brad, her biological father Sean Charles, who finally got off drugs and baptized, which is a good thing, I think. Until very recently, where I kept badgering Mike and Rose, you have to let Carly talk to Kelsey. It's the right thing. It's sibling visitation rights.
All right. So you bought the gifts.
Yeah,
Pastor.
bought the gifts. Yeah.
Then what happened?
So
So you woke up at 2. It took a couple hours for shopping or the meeting. Then you went shopping. What time were we at this point?
Evening. That I don't remember.
What time did you? Let me ask you this: what time did you decide to leave that area and come down to Lake City?
Right after the Lifeway bookstore. Okay. I went down there, and then I went to a CVS, and I went to was it a CVS or a Walgreens? I went to a Burger King and I think a Burger King, and then the CVS or Walgreens right there. It's right next to it. It's right near like Maple Leaf whatever pharmacy is next to the Burger King right there near their main intersection of their home. Maple Leaf is
In
that?
Lake City.
Lake City.
I bet it's Friendswood.
Or was it Friendswood?
No, it's going to be May. Is it going to be Barry and Maine? That's CVS.
There ain't no Burger King over there. Is there?
Brand new one.
You're kidding me.
It's right at the Bay Area.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
You got Walgreens, CVS.
Yeah, that was that there. Okay. All right, good.
And so
So you go there, did you get something to eat?
yeah.
What, you had Burger King?
Yeah.
Okay, did you go into Walgreens or CVS right there?
Yeah.
What'd you get at CVS?
There I got the pink bag that the gifts were in, and like the paper to wrap the gifts. Yeah.
Okay, or the tissue paper?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm assuming you get in the car, put the presents in the car,
Yeah.
wrap it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Then you go towards her house, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I was like, I was like, okay, I doubt anything's gonna happen. I doubt Wayne is gonna hurt me.
Let me ask you this. Why would you think that at this point you're bringing a gift?
Mm-hmm.
The detective just caught something important. Sayantan is bringing birthday presents to a child. There is no reason, on the surface, to think anything violent is going to happen. And yet his first thought when getting in the car was, I doubt anything will happen. Not, I'm going to drop off these gifts and leave. Not, I hope they're in a good mood. His mind went straight to violence and then talked itself back down, because he brought something else with him that day, something that had nothing to do with Christian CDs and a devotional book for Kelsey. He brought a loaded gun. And you don't bring a loaded gun to a birthday present drop-off unless somewhere in your mind you are already planning for something that a birthday present drop-off doesn't require.
I mean, you haven't been, because you haven't told me that you've been confrontational with Wayne or anyone else up to this point.
I've always tried to.
Why
to
the first thing is you're thinking is, I think something's going to happen?
Well,
I don't think something's going to happen.
Well, I was like, I doubt something will happen, but just in case, let me just protect myself, so.
But my question to you is why would you think something's going to happen? You got to help me paint that picture for yourself.
Because, I felt like there's two possibilities. I felt like, why would they keep Kelsey from her relatives all these years? Why would they keep her from me when she adored me and begged for me at one point? Why are they doing this to her? Are they abusers? Is what's going through my head.
Yeah, but my question to you at that point is, she is care, custody, control caregiver for that child, not you, right?
Right.
Okay. And that. Let me ask you this: Do you think that's? And I'm going to be blunt with you.
Yeah.
Is that any of your business? You're not involved with that child anymore. Maybe they're divorced.
Yeah.
She's remarried.
Yeah. I mean, but
and there's been no history, But what I'm trying to get at, Pastor, is help me understand why you thought, I don't think nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened in the past, right?
Right.
I mean, they've never been abusive towards you in the past, have they?
Well, when I showed up at Christmas, a couple of years ago, with presents, that was on the video. I can show.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this: short of verbal abuse, have they ever been physically abusive with you?
No.
Okay.
Me neither.
And so there's been no physical abuse in the past to warrant you thinking something might happen.
Well, my thing
because
is,
I'll be quite honest with you. I mean, you being a pastor and a God-fearing man, you know how important Christmas is to people.
Yeah.
If someone showed up my door, unannounced, uninvited, Christmas morning, when I'm around the tree with my kiddos, my most sacred time of the year, because it is, I'd be upset too. And I'm not sure I wouldn't verbally go off on someone that showed up on my door unannounced, uninvited. So I'm not saying his actions were appropriate, obviously, but you can understand those actions, can't you?
I don't think so, because I would be okay. Because if somebody had been if Kelsey were with me, if the shoe was on the other foot, and Kelsey was me, and I was raising her, and I knew that she adored Papa Mike, and I might not necessarily be best buddies with Papa Mike or approve of everything, or
Fair enough.
That's as a Christian, that's my thing, that this is for the child, is in her best interest to have those relations in touch. And
thank you for helping me understand that. Because I have my way of thinking sometimes, and God knows it ain't always right.
Yeah.
So help me for understanding that. Okay, that helps me out a whole lot.
Sure.
So you're driving over there and you're like, I don't think nothing's going to happen. Correct? Is that what you told me earlier? I won't put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
and nothing's happened in the past other than the verbal abuse
from
when you showed up on that Christmas morning, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there hadn't been no road rages between you and Wayne. No other incidents where he's pulled a knife on you or anything like that.
I had a few slash tires earlier in the year, like 3 in a row back to back, and I don't know who did it, but I thought he might. Maybe.
We're we're about fairness, so we can't say he didn't do it. So you're heading over to the house, correct?
Yeah.
And what is your thinking? You already said that you don't think that's going to happen, but if you're about to say it, I cut you off.
Yeah, and so part of what's been going through my head the last few months is that this sense, it's like that Lakewood church feeling that I had, like when I was seeing like Kelsey come across the sanctuary and then boom, I had her. Like I've had this sense that like there's some harm being done to her. It's like a strong feeling that somebody in Wayne's family is harming Kelsey. And I can't, aside from biblically, like I cannot justify it legally, I cannot justify it in any other way other than to say, I was constantly just, imploring Rose Gordon, her grandma, please, please check. Please check.
This is important for me.
Yeah.
You said something earlier that might have went through my ear real quick. I didn't understand it. You said you said something biblically.
Yeah, like I felt like, again, according to Joel.
Help me understand that.
Yeah, so Joel 2:28.
Let me tell you where I'm at with my faith.
Yeah.
I'm trying real hard.
Yeah.
I question it at times, and I'm trying real hard. So when you use those words like biblical, and I'm trying to register what it means to me and what it means to you.
Right.
Understand? I want to make sure I understand you.
Right.
Because sometimes my sense of what biblical means is not the same as the Sheriff Thomas or Pastor Size.
Right.
So when you mean by biblical, tell me what that means to you.
So I feel like I call it the Holy Spirit intuition, like knowing when something's wrong. Like one time I had gone over to check on them because I felt like this strong compulsion, something was wrong, and this was back when they lived in.
Tomo?
No, this was.
Messina?
It was.
Deer Park?
It was near the Deer Park area, but I don't think it was. Somewhere Texas City maybe, or something like that, somewhere over there by St. Jack. And I went to go check, and Amanda wasn't home, but Mike was home. And I was like, man, I just been having this feeling like something's wrong, like, are you okay? And he was like, well, actually, I was in the hospital last night. I had, like a major thing happen with my stomach, And so, like, these are things like, it's more like what John Osteen, Dr. John Osteen, and then Dodie Osteen teach. It's kind of in line with Joel 2:28, where God will give you dreams and visions, but you'll also have like feelings, like Joel Osteen calls it the spirit man, like something is telling you. Intuition is what a scientist would say.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I understand.
Something is not right here, is what I'm
When you said biblical, I wanted to make sure God wasn't talking to you, telling you this.
No, I don't hear voices, I don't hear, none of that, nothing like that. It's just a gut feeling, like something's not right about
intuition, like you said, is a great word for it. I understand.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna ask you to expound upon that.
Yeah.
Because intuition gut feeling is important to people.
Yeah.
Did you have any physical evidence? Did you have any evidence whatsoever
just
to prove your gut feeling?
No, just that Rose was telling me that Rose actually had texted me a while back saying that Kelsey's older sister had told Carly, the middle sister, that Amanda would never let Kelsey and Carly talk again because the biological father had gotten on the phone one day. Okay, so to me that's like, what are you hiding? What are you doing to this kid? And you're hiding that you're going to cut off her.
So you felt something was going on at that house that was not
right.
Not right. So you left CBS. You're heading over there. let's pick up right there.
Sure.
What's going on?
And there is some CPS history also, so that would be the background of physical
Okay.
evidence. Okay.
Sure.
Because Kelsey was, she was struck, according to her words, by a fellow named Mark that Amanda used to date. And so when I found out about that, I told my school counselor, and she's a PhD in psychology, and she called CPS.
We already have a CPS history. We're
Okay.
well aware of that.
Okay.
Well
Okay.
aware of that.
So, and I've actually like forwarded that to probably 20 judges and
Gotcha,
78
gotcha,
Michigan
gotcha.
legislators because I worry about that, you know.
So you're driving
Yeah.
to her house Wednesday night. Do you
Yeah.
remember exactly what time?
I don't. It was getting kind of dark. I don't remember the exact time.
Right, so you drive there, and you go to, just pick up in your words.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, let me see if if they have finally allowed Carly and Kelsey to talk again, you know, because that is like that's something I kind of send.
Carly and Kelsey. Who's Carly?
Carly is the middle sister,
Okay.
who's with Rose Gordon, who's
Okay, but doesn't live with them.
right. No.
Okay.
And so.
So let me ask you this. That's what your main objective is to go see if, I mean, your main,
Yeah, I mean, my main objective is simply to go and drop the presents and leave. That's it. I think either the day of or the day before, I had texted Grandpa Mike and Grandma Rose, something like, what can be done on Kelsey's birthday to both protect her and give her dignity. And by that I mean restore fractured relationships, make sure the kids are talking. I was a Port Point special advocate working with CPS kids before. Sibling rights is like huge.
I'm gonna redirect you.
Sure.
Because you tend to sway off of
Sure.
going to this house,
I'm just giving you background, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I told you when we
Yeah.
first started, I feel like
Yeah.
you're a good person. I feel like you're a good person.
Okay.
So I do want to understand what's important to you, but we gotta get to where we need to go.
Sure. Okay, so that was my thought process.
Understand.
Okay, so I
Appreciate it.
arrived at the house, and so I've gotten a text, and it says something like from Rose that Carly and Kelsey did finally get to talk, but Sean Charles didn't get to talk to Kelsey.
Okay.
So the biological father. So that was, I was very happy that the
So where did you get that text at?
I think I was already, I may have been already there, or I pulled it up like when I got there.
Okay, so
Basically.
when you say got there, you pull onto the street.
That's my recollection. I don't remember exactly what time I looked at the text, honestly.
You pulled onto the street, correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
You remember where you parked?
I parked at the house where I normally park. It's just like, the house like right next door, I believe. Or in between the house next door and the other house, because there was like 2 cars in the driveway and a for sale sign and all that. And so,
They live in a kind of semi-cul-de-sac.
so I can't like park in the round part, yeah.
Okay, so you park.
Yeah.
So go from there.
Okay, so I was like, I feel like, I have my clergy badge on, like I feel like I'm gonna go minister to these people, I'm gonna say hello to Wayne, I'm gonna bring peace. I'm gonna bring peace, because they must be in a peaceful mood if they let Carly and Kelsey talk. That's my thought, is that surely they're not gonna see any harm. I'm just bringing Christian CDs and a biblical devotion, that's it, okay? And so I knock on the door, and I had picked up some boxes that somebody else left, so I was like, okay, I was gonna knock on the door and just give them to Wayne or Amanda or whoever answered and be like, hey, happy birthday. This is for me and my ministry, and I would love to talk to you guys about, the financial ministry books that I left too. That was my agenda, right? So I rang the doorbell.
Let me reverse you real quick. When you parked, how long did you stay in the car? Was it, you pull up, stop, get out?
It wasn't too long, yeah.
Or did you go park and stop?
It wasn't too long. I mean, I don't know how long I was there, but I saw some neighbors like sitting there on the porch.
Okay.
I just kind of nodded to them.
Gotcha.
I had the pink bag in my hand, and so when I rang the doorbell, I mean, immediately Wayne answered, and he's like, get on the fucking ground, get on the floor. And like he had a gun pointed at me. So like my heart was like pounding, I felt like I was on a heart attack because I didn't expect that. I didn't go for that. I didn't want to do any harm. I had presents in my hand. He's like, put the fucking boxes down, get on your knees. And then suddenly like, I was like, oh my God, like I'm dropping presents for Kelsey's birthday, like put the gun away. And then Amanda suddenly drove up and with 2 kids in the car, and Kelsey was one of them, I believe, and then the other kid, I don't know, but Amanda like rushed out the door with a gun cocked at me. She's like, get on your knees, get on your knees. I'm like, what are you guys doing, Like, what the heck are you guys doing? Like, I'm here to drop presents, that's it. I wasn't showing a weapon, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't threatening them, I had zero intention of doing any harm. Zero. So then, like, Wayne's like, oh, I'm tired of you harassing our family. I'm like, how am I harassing your family, dude? Like, I'm not doing anything to you, I'm bringing you presents. I wanted to see Kelsey, that's all. You had told me, Wayne, that you would let me see her. I have tape recording of that also. From years ago. He's like, no, I didn't say that. I said, I do have that recording, Wayne. Like, just relax, Get on your knees, So he's like screaming and I'm pleading with him. I'm like, just put the gun away, relax. I'm begging him, Like, put the gun away. And then Amanda, like, called, I guess she called you guys at that point, and she said something like, I'm falling up, there's some guy that's been stalking me for like 10 years, and that's her, prototype story, damsel in distress thing where she thinks like I'm like obsessed with her or something like that. I have no interest in Amanda. I'm not romantically interested in her, physically interested, or any kind of interest like that. I have one thing that drives my ministry. I created the ministry for Kelsey and her sister, so they have a legacy of serving Christ, and they know they can have a career in Christian music. I wanted to share that with them and the whole family, and Rose and Brad and Sean Charles and whatever.
So you're at the door,
Yeah.
Wait, she pulls up, she's
Yeah.
got her gun on you,
Yeah.
he's got his gun on you.
Yeah,
She's on
two
the phone
weapons
with, she's on the
are
phone
pointed.
with 911.
Yeah.
You know she's on the phone with 911, right?
I figured either that or a police station. Yeah, and then
Police station is 911.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if they did an emergency call or not.
Okay.
They had
Okay, I understand.
And then Wayne did mention that I talked to a detective, and he said that if you ever come here, we'll make a citizen's arrest on you. And I'm like, okay, like, so put the gun down, So then I was like begging him, like, just let me stand up. And then he like hit me and like put me on the ground,
Okay, so you complied with their orders when
Yes.
they said get on the ground?
Yes, yes.
Okay, were you on your stomach or were you on your knees?
And knees,
Okay.
yeah, and my hands were in there.
Okay.
And then I told Amanda, I was like, what are you doing? Like,
Now, are you in the front door area?
Yeah, it
this
was
time?
like, it was like in that front door entrance way.
Right.
And so Wayne had come on, he was in the entranceway, and then Amanda had drove up here, and she was like right in front of the entranceway. And I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at Wayne, and I'm like, man, this is like, this looks like a demonic child molester kind of guy. Like, why is he so angry that he's like pointing gun and not willing to de-escalate? I'm trying to de-escalate both of them, and then some kid was in the car with Kelsey, and she's like screaming and crying, oh my God, she has a gun. And I'm like, Amanda, calm down, put the gun away, get in the car, drive the kids to where they're not watching all this. This is not right. So I was begging them. And then I got really scared because neither of them were putting the gun down. So I literally started weeping, because I was like, just don't hurt me, don't hurt me, please. And I literally like was so scared, like my heart was pounding, and I thought I'm a grown man, I thought I was gonna pee my pants.
He says this about the moment Amanda and Wayne held him at gunpoint. He was terrified, shaking, a grown man about to lose control of his body from fear. Remember this moment, because 10 minutes later, according to the video that neighbor camera captured, this same terrified man walked up to Wayne Harris, who was already on the ground, knelt down, and put 2 bullets into the side of his head. The fear he describes here is real, but fear does not explain what comes next. Fear makes you run. Fear makes you call 911. Fear does not make you kneel over a man who is already down and make sure he will never get up.
You know? And so, thank God, like finally, the dispatcher told Amanda, put your gun, is he showing a weapon or something like that? And then, Amanda was like, okay, Wayne, they told us to put our guns down.
And did Wayne comply with that order?
Yeah, so Wayne...
So he put his gun down inside.
He went somewhere. He went inside, so I don't know if he put his gun down. But Amanda put her gun down.
He put his gun down inside.
Okay.
So, because...
Yeah. Okay. So at that point...
You glossed over this real quick. Amanda put her gun down too, right?
She did, at that point. Okay.
Away from you.
Yes, away from
you.
Away from me. And
so at this point, there are no guns visible, correct?
No guns visible.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm going to go home. I'm just gonna just get up slowly and just apologize and say, look, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna step right there to the next driveway.
Help me understand this. Wayne put his gun up inside.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know that,
Yeah.
okay, is because that's where we found the gun.
Okay.
Inside.
Okay.
But what I also know is that Wayne turned his back on you and went and put his gun inside.
Yeah. So
Wayne didn't feel you were a threat at that point.
And I thought they were not going to be a threat at that point.
Okay. So Wayne puts his gun up.
Yes.
No weapon.
Yes.
She puts her gun down, correct?
Yes.
Per dispatch,
Yes.
put your gun down.
Yes.
Okay. So at this moment, we got nobody with guns, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to make sure we're on the same playing
Yes.
field. Okay.
Yes.
At that point, no one can shoot anyone
Correct.
at all because there are no guns present.
No guns visible.
No guns pointing at you.
Right. Okay.
Right?
So no, I'm not.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there's no guns pointing at you.
I wasn't
I
wasn't pointing a gun at anyone either.
Got
So I
understand.
thought I was
Okay.
safe now.
Right.
I thought I was safe. So I was like, I got up slowly and I was like, look guys, I'm just going to I'm just gonna go to the driveway next door and I'm gonna stay there. Okay?
Did you tell them that?
Yes, and I had my hands up in the air.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
As soon as I got up and stepped towards the garage door, Amanda went back to her gun, picked it up, and then Wayne came like charging at me. You know, so I thought he had his gun at that point. Okay, he charged at me, he attacked me, he hit me, and Kelsey was watching this whole thing. Okay, and I hope that Kelsey saw enough to where she told you, I did not strike them, I did not hit them, I didn't instigate any kind of...
Pastor Sal, I'm gonna kind of shut you down a little bit, okay?
Right.
Because we have a little better than two kids witnessing it, okay?
Okay.
We also have video from the house that's Caddy Corner,
Next door,
who recently got video cameras installed.
Right.
It's very good video.
Okay.
And I'm going to challenge you to the fact that Amanda picked her gun up. I'm going to challenge you to that fact. Okay.
She had it though in her hand pointing at me.
I'm going to challenge you that I've seen the video.
I would ask that you watch it again
Okay.
because when I was like right here at near to to Wayne's vehicle, I guess, and about to leave to the next apartment. I mean the next home, and I saw the guy. It looked like he was like popping in and out, the neighbor. So Wayne came at me and he attacked me and struck me. So I thought, and Amanda was pointing the gun
with a
at me.
closed fist.
I saw his hand go up, and I thought he had a gun. I had no idea whether he had a gun or not. I thought he still did. I thought he pulled some trick where he might have like put it in his back pocket or something. Okay. So at that point, like I yelled out. I don't know if you heard the dispatch call yet, but I yelled out that they're assaulting me. They're assaulting me. And Amanda was like pointing her weapon at me. Okay. And at that point, I was scared because I thought both of them have guns, and now he's striking me physically, and he's actually going to kill me. So at that point, I pulled the gun that I had, and I fired. And then, like when he went down, then it was like, then I didn't want to shoot her. I didn't want to hurt her, but I did fire in that direction because I saw she had a gun. And the reason I know she had a gun is because after she, my magazine ran out, and then she was screaming, and she like ran back in the house, and I saw a gun right there.
She put, I will give you the benefit of the doubt that you thought maybe he had a gun, maybe he put it in his smaller bag. He went inside and put his gun up.
Okay.
Now, he turned his back on you.
Yeah.
You might have looked away and not saw him put the gun down.
I didn't see it.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Pastor Si, that you still thought maybe he had a gun and it was in his hand when he came to hit you.
Yes.
Okay. I will say this, even if he had the gun in his hand and he was gonna hit you with a gun in his hand, that's, we're not talking about like this, shooting to kill.
But it could be the next step, because there's two guns, you know, so
Well,
I had no reason to believe that they
Let
were
me challenge you again, Pastor Si,
let me-
because video is clear.
Yeah.
All right. When the dispatcher told her to put that gun down, she went and put that gun down.
Yeah, but you know where she put it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play semantics here.
Sure.
All right. We got dead people. We're not gonna play games.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt this entire time.
Yes, sir.
All right. She didn't pick that gun up again. I've watched the video, and about 12 other detectives have watched that video.
I was watching it. She had to, because she put the gun down near the front door, and then she picked it back up when I got up to get over, and then she was pointing at me when Wynn jumped on me. And then after all that, she must have dropped the gun. I thought in my mind that when I fired at her, she may have ricocheted or just dropped it and ran. But the gun was over here. But first it was here. So there has to be some video that shows that she kneeled down by the front door, and then the gun wound up there. And I didn't touch that gun.
Okay, so
I didn't want it to happen like that. That's the last thing I wanted is for kids to see that, for someone to get shot, for my ministry and my job to be destroyed by this.
Okay. Well, I can wholeheartedly understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you get to the gun, you say you shot Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what did you do? For starters, go back. Where was your gun at on you this whole time?
In my pants.
In your pants.
Yes, sir.
The front of your pants.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And small in your,
Yes, sir.
your waistline.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you went to get up, okay, and they tried to detain you, make a citizen's arrest, which they have a legal right to do. You're on their property. Okay. All right. State of Texas gives you the authority to do that.
Okay.
All right. So when you get up, you use the term attacked you. Okay. And if you felt that way, that's the term you should have used.
Yeah.
All right. He came like this, you said, to swing. You felt he had a gun in his hand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I tell you, he did not have a gun in his hand. Okay?
Okay.
The gun that he originally had was placed inside where we found it, right inside the doorway.
Okay.
He did not have a gun in his hand. All right. So you shot him. How many times?
I don't know. I just pressed the trigger, and then it was just like, it was panic mode.
Okay.
You know.
So you shot him. Then Amanda did what?
I saw her with the gun in her hand, you know, and so I fired in that direction, and then she was like screaming, and then I was like, oh my God, like my heart was pounding, and then all I remember was seeing her run in the house, and then I was like, oh my God, you know, like everything in my heart wanted to like just tell the kids, hey, I'm so sorry you saw this. It's okay now, it's done. But then I was thinking, okay, do the neighbors have guns? Does she have another gun in the home? Is she gonna come out with? Are there gonna be cops that showed up because they think something's
All what you worry about is she had another gun in the home, she had a gun in her hand.
Because, you know, I don't know how many guns they had, you know.
Yeah, but she had
What if
one in her hand, and according to you,
Yeah. I saw that
she had another gun in her hand.
Yes, sir.
So why would you be concerned about her going and getting another gun? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, because I didn't realize that she had dropped a gun until I looked around afterward, and then I saw that her gun is next to the car that Kelsey was in.
Okay.
So I saw that, and then I was like, okay, there's no reason to shoot anymore. Let me leave, because I wanted to stay. That was what my heart was telling me to do. Just stay, talk to cops, talk to everybody. But the way that things went down, where she was constantly telling on the phone, this guy's stalking me, this guy's stalking me, and then I'm thinking like all the news, I'm a colored man and nothing against you guys, but I mean, it looks a bad situation. They're already built up. They think a stalker's at the door. They hear gunshots. They hear her screaming. And I'm a colored guy, and I can have my hands up, and I'm still afraid I'm gonna get shot. So what I did was I didn't even get to say bye to Kelsey. I just drove, and then my mind was like racing just a million miles an hour.
Hold on a second. We got a lot to reverse in. Okay. When you left after the shooting, you were leaving out a lot of stuff. Leaving out a lot of stuff. And what you're leaving is you left, stopped, turned back around, and went back. What did you do when you went back?
I don't remember.
Would you like me to tell you?
Yes.
No, I want you to remember.
I don't remember what was happening.
I want you to remember. You've been pretty specific about the stuff that benefited you. You've been pretty clear on everything that benefits Pastor Si. Give me something that you did that you know damn well you shouldn't have done after he was shot, laying on that ground. What'd you do when you went back?
I think I shot at the door. I might have shot at the door.
You didn't shoot at the door, Pastor. You know what you did.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I told you I ain't gonna yell at you, I ain't gonna scream you. I'm not gonna do that because that ain't my style.
Sure.
All right, but I don't like being lied to. All right, I don't like being told, for about an hour now, everything that is good in your life, why you do everything good, and for the pastor, and for the ministry, and for everything. That's all admirable. All right.
Yes, sir.
It's all very, very, very honorary. Okay, but now it's time to start talking about some of the things Pastor Si did that night that Pastor Si knows is not godly.
I'm willing to.
You didn't go shoot at that door. All right, don't sit here and lie to me because I hadn't sat here and lied to you either.
I don't remember. I don't.
Okay, you do know autopsies take place. You know how those work, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know what the autopsy says?
What's that?
You went right back to him, which is on video, again. Not gonna lie to you, you're gonna see the video.
Okay.
You're gonna see the video. You know you're charged with murder, right? You know that.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's a reason why you're charged with murder. There's a reason why you're not charged or we just, what said, hey, come talk to us, we want to investigate you for this. There's a reason why we didn't give you the benefit of the doubt thinking it was self-defense. All right. You're a smart guy. You got a master's degree, right?
Yes, sir.
Pretty smart dude. Okay? This investigation turned real quick away from self-defense. Real quick. Based on a few things. The stifling marks. You know what stifling is?
No.
When a gun is so close to somebody's skin, okay, that leaves gunpowder residue. Alright? You went over to that man and put 2 bullets in the side of his head after you originally shot him. Yes, you did. Those, Pastor Si?
It wasn't at the same time?
Pastor Si? I let you sit here and rumble for a long time. Okay? There's 2 gunshot wounds. The gun was close to his head. Actually, his right forehead. There's 2 gunshot wounds with stiflings to it. The only way It's scientifically possible to get stiffling marks on a person's skin as if the gun is against the skin or within a couple of inches in perimeter.
The detective is describing what stippling marks are. Gunpowder residue burns on skin that only occur when a gun is fired at extremely close range. Wayne Harris had 2 of them, on the side of his head, after he had already been shot multiple times and was on the ground. This is the moment the self-defense argument collapses completely, because self-defense is shooting to stop a threat. Self-defense is getting away. Self-defense is not walking up to a man who is already down and pressing a gun against his head. What the detective is describing is an execution, and the science on Wayne's skin proves it beyond any story Sayantan can tell.
That's why you're not sitting here giving the benefit of the doubt that this is self-defense.
Okay.
All right? Because self-defense, bam, bam, oh shit, I'm out of here, I'm taking off running.
Okay.
Calling the police, calling 911. Hey, these motherfuckers just pulled guns on me. I had to shoot to get away. That's self-defense. Run into a neighbor's, banging on the door, call the police, call the police. That's self-defense. You know what self-defense isn't? You going and standing over Amanda and acting like you're going to shoot her again or trying to shoot her again and the gun dry stunning. Do you remember that?
No.
You did that. Now, I don't know if it was anger, and I don't know what got into you at the time, but that ain't self-defense when you go back to Amanda and try to kill her and step over her like a piece of meat like you did that's on video and do this, and your gun is out of bullets. You know why your gun's out of bullets? Because you shot 10 times at Wayne. That's why this ain't self-defense. Do you remember going back, stepping over Amanda and pointing the gun right in her face?
No.
Because she sure does. You know she's not dead. Do you know she's not dead?
Yeah, because I started running the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she could have died running into the house. Did you know she's not dead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the video says it, the video shows it, and you did it.
Watch his reaction when the detective says this, because Sayantan Ghose had been talking for almost an hour. Wayne came at him. Amanda picked up her gun. He was scared. He fired in self-defense. He didn't want this to happen. Story after story after story. And then the detective says, there is a camera, and it recorded everything. That camera existed for one reason only. A neighbor had been getting his house paintballed by kids and wanted to find out who. 2 weeks before Kelsey's birthday, he had it installed. 2 weeks, the most random and mundane reason imaginable. And it destroyed every single word Sayantan Ghose had said for the past hour.
You stood right over her, bam, bam, realized your gun was empty. Now, I don't know why you did that. I have a good feeling it's because of the anger. I'm going to get you, bitch.
I was in panic mode because I just saw her with the gun. So I was thinking that, like, at that point, it's either like me or them, you know? I didn't want this to happen.
I agree. Who the hell wants this to happen? I know I know you didn't want this to happen. But it happened. And the way it happened was you emptied a whole round, 10 rounds of bullets into Wayne 7 times, into Amanda 2 times, and you missed 1 round.
Was she injured?
Was who injured?
Amanda.
Yeah, she's fucking injured. You shot her twice.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you shot her twice. She's still in the fucking hospital. So I can sit here and buy that you didn't want this to happen.
Yes, sir.
I get that. But I can also think Pastor Side knew this was going to happen. Because Pastor Side loaded himself up with his gun and went to the front door with a gun anticipating this to happen. Because you know what? Regardless if they had guns at you, regardless if they were pointing guns at you, if you didn't have a gun, none of this shit would have happened. If you didn't show up to her house, uninvited, let me add, none of this would have happened. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know, in the state of Texas, people can, on private property, point guns at others. It's called the Castle Act. Yes, sir. And they have every right in the world to. It's called the Castle Doctrine. That gives you the authority on your own property to point guns at people and protect your property. It even enhances it at nighttime. Okay? Alright, so I get you didn't want this to happen. I understand that. I wholeheartedly believe you don't want this to happen.
Even on the...
But hold on. Hold on. He turned around and on that audio, on the 911 call, we hear her say, Wayne, put your gun down.
Yeah.
Dispatch is telling us to put our guns down. He, right then and there, turns back into the house, correct? Okay? He put his gun down. Alright? So you know he wasn't a threat to you at that time.
But afterward, when they came out, she picked it up. She picked hers up from right near the front door.
You wanted her to pick that gun up.
I did not.
She didn't pick that gun
No,
up.
she did pick it up. She did. I 100% guarantee she picked the gun up. I saw it. Otherwise, I would have, nothing would have happened because I wouldn't think there's two guns pointing at me at that point. She picked it up and then she walked backward toward to between the cars. That's where her gun was when I left. That was the disaster. I thought everything was clear when the dispatcher gave that order, but they didn't follow that order. That's why I
Why
thought,
didn't you follow the order? Why didn't you stay on your knees?
because I was
Wait for the
scared.
police to show up.
I was scared. I
They didn't have
didn't,
no guns in their hands.
I know,
Hold on.
Yeah.
At that point, nobody had guns. All you had to do,
yeah,
sit there and wait for the police.
yeah.
And you know what would happen? You said you'd never been there before, right?
I have been there to deliver those blue books.
Okay. But you were never spoke to by the police.
Right.
Okay. What would have happened to you is, had you stayed right there, police would have came up, okay, probably secure everybody in handcuffs so that nobody got shot because there was guns present. You probably would have been released with a criminal trespass warning. Don't come back here no more. Very, very maximum, you'd have been arrested for trespassing, Class B misdemeanor, or written a Class C ticket for trespassing, at the very least. But you know what, Simon? I don't think, matter of fact, I know you know he didn't have that gun, because he went right inside. I'm not buying that.
But-
I'm not buying that.
But I know he went inside. But the thing is, that's why I got up. That's why I felt safe. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got up. I tried to walk across the driveway and go to the next driveway. That's when he came running back, and she picked her gun back up and pointed it. I didn't try to grab her gun. My hands were in the air. I told them what I was trying to do. And then he attacked. So if you watch that portion of the video,
So
it'll show that.
Tell me what happened at the very front of the door.
In the beginning, that's just that's when I came with the packages,
Okay.
and that's where she had set her gun.
Was there, where did your rosary get broken at?
When he pulled it, like I assume he was trying to pull it, like when he was trying to push me down on my knees, and I showed it to him. I picked it up and I showed him. I said, "Look, man, like this is what I'm about. Like it doesn't have to be like this, you know? It doesn't have to be like this."
Explain to me the stiffling to the skin, explain to me the 2 point blank close to the head wounds that do not indicate self-defense to me. Explain that to me. Scientifically explain that.
I can't explain it, son. The only thing that was happening in my mind was like he was on me and I was just like firing, you know. I had no idea. After that, like I just remember like falling backward and like pointing toward Amanda, and then I don't know, like when things finally slowed down in my mind was when she was like at the door. I didn't even think she was shot. I didn't want to shoot her.
You shot her twice. If you didn't want to shoot her, you wouldn't point a gun at her.
All I can say, I was in fight or flight mode, you know. I think just having two guns at me for that long and two people on two sides was too much.
So where's the gun at right now?
It's in the car, impounded.
What else is in the car? What were you wearing that night?
The pants.
Those your pants with all the blood on them?
Yes.
How did all the blood get on them?
There must have been. I noticed that first when I drove off and stopped at the gas station. Like I noticed like there was blood all over me. So I figured that like when I was.
What gas station did you stop at?
It was on the way to. I was trying to get to California. I was thinking, okay, you know, if I. Yeah.
So it wasn't a League City gas station?
No.
Okay, all right. We'll worry about all that later. All right, so the gun's in the car, which we already knew. Yes. We got search warrant in the car. Pants are in the car. All right. It's pretty drenched with blood.
Yeah.
Whose blood is that?
As soon as I was like shaking like when I saw that in the gas station. Like I knew it was Wayne's blood. It had to be Wayne's blood. Because he was the only one that was close to me like when I was fighting. I thought maybe Amanda had hit me, but I checked like my body.
Amanda didn't shoot. That gun didn't shoot, brother. That gun didn't shoot. You know why I didn't shoot?
Why?
She didn't pick it back up. Why she put it on the ground?
It was there. It was in her hand. I remember her pointing at me. She had it like, she had her phone in one hand and then she was like pointing at me. You know? Because that's what she was doing when Wayne was coming towards me. That's all I could see. Is that there's a gun there and then he has a gun and he's coming at me.
He don't have a gun.
I didn't know.
He didn't have a gun.
I didn't know.
Where were you at when you shot him? Let's see if you remember that. Where were you at when you first shot? Were you still in the walkway in front of the house?
No.
Where were you at?
That was when after I had crossed over the driveway, into the driveway area near his car. And I was like backing
in
up.
Between cars?
I think I was in front of both cars. And I was like backing away.
Right side of cars.
Yeah, so I was backing away from him and that's when he jumped on me. You know.
So how did you get from the... I'm a horrible artist. All right. This is the garage, okay? First garage, second garage. All right, that's the walkway into the house. This is front door, okay? Front door. This is the walkway to the driveway. And this is the driveway. Do that. All right, you got a car there, car here. Is that fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is where all the initial stuff was. This is when you were on your knees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amanda's here. Is that accurate when she first has her gun pointed at you?
Yeah, in the beginning, I think she may have come onto the grass.
Okay, because there's landscaping and all right here.
Maybe.
Where's Wayne at this point? Is he right here?
In the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So like I'm like in this corner here, and then here's the door, and then he's like right on top.
So he goes back inside. You remember that? Turns his back on you. Starts to walk back into the house real quick.
That's after she had put her gun down, like over here, and then I started to come across this way with my hands up real slow. I was like, look, let me just go over here.
Okay, where did she put her gun down? You said
somewhere over here.
Well, why would she put her gun by you?
Well, I mean, it wasn't by me. That's her, I thought.
No, this is you. This is her initially.
Oh, okay.
And this is the drive. This is the landscaping rocks from the front yard to the driveway. Remember all those landscaping rocks? The big papers. Anyway, that's what they were, big papers under. So front door's here, you're here. She pulls up, she's here, cars are here, or she could be here in front of the car.
I think that's more like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why would she put the gun closer to you if she's right here or right here? Well, wouldn't she put the gun over here in the front yard or on the car right here? Putting it right there doesn't make any sense. I don't think even an unexperienced person, if they feel you're a threat, would put that gun between you and her.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell her, is I'm not a threat. So I came across this way. I don't know exactly where her gun was. I just know that she set it down in front of her. And then I know that it wound up here.
It wound up in between the cars?
I saw a black gun down here when I left.
Okay, all right. That's where we collected it.
Okay. So that's why I'm saying I'm 100% positive she picked it back up. As soon as I walked back over here and I told her, then Wayne came back out and she picked it up, and then she came over here, and then Wayne came at me, and then he attacked me over here.
Okay. And that's where his body was found.
Yeah.
So
I was backing away from him.
well, you were leaving.
Yeah, I was
you were doing what he told you not to do.
Well, I mean, I didn't trust them, so but why should I be there when they have guns and
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Why'd you show up in the first place?
That's what I'm on.
Unannounced, uninvited.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, you're doing a good job of blaming everybody else, pointing the fingers here.
Not blame, it's just a bad situation.
It's a horrible situation. A man is dead.
Yeah.
A woman is shot. Your ex-wife is shot twice.
I didn't realize.
You flee. Not only do you flee back home, in fact, you didn't even go home.
Yeah.
You went and withdrew $300 out of the ATM,
Yeah.
northwest side of Houston, and went to San Antonio.
I was trying to get to California. I thought that if I could somehow, like, my uncle is like sound-minded and he's a businessman, and I thought if I can get to California and explain to him, he can get me an attorney and we'll be okay. You know, we'll work it out.
You know what side would have been okay if you just stuck around and
Yeah,
stayed?
that's what my mom said. You're right.
You'd have been okay.
Yeah.
Still would have been charged.
Yes. At least I would have been able to tell you and not look like a fugitive. That's what the border patrol guy said.
It not look like you are a fugitive.
Yes, sir.
You fled
Yeah.
the state of Texas after committing murder.
And as I was driving, I was just praying. I was like, man, I hope they can save Wayne in the ICU. I hope they can save Wayne in the ICU.
He was driving toward Mexico. Wayne's blood was on his pants. The gun was in his car, and he was praying that Wayne would survive in the ICU. After shooting him 7 times, after kneeling over him and firing twice more at point-blank range into his head. The detective responds to this quietly. Wayne never made it to ICU. Wayne never moved from the spot where he fell, not until the body car came. Sayantan knows this. He has to know this. You do not put 2 bullets into a man's head at point-blank range and then genuinely wonder if he made it to the hospital. This prayer is not hope. It is performance. One last attempt to be the man who cares, even after everything he did to make sure there was nothing left to care about.
That's impossible, and you knew that was impossible. You know why you knew it was impossible? Because you shot Wayne twice in the head, point blank, to kill that man. At that particular time, all of the problems Wayne posed to you, you dealt with all those problems right then and there. You put the gun to that man's head and shot him directly to his head. We call that an anchor shot, where we're going to make sure we kill somebody, make sure they don't take another breath. And that's what you did to him. Now you tell me why you did that.
I don't know. I don't remember shooting Amanda point blank either. sorry.
You seem to not remember a lot of stuff that's convenient for Pastor Sai not to remember.
Just those two. I mean, I take
No.
I mean, I take the blame for shooting. You know, I should. It would have been better if I didn't go.
Yeah, it'd have been much better if you went, you didn't strap yourself down with a 40 caliber weapon with 10 rounds in it, anticipating something happening. I mean, it's kind of hard to claim self-defense when you take a gun to someone's property.
No, I just figured in Texas everybody carries.
Where did you get that gun from?
I bought it like last year.
Where at?
Gander Mountain in Richmond, Rosenberg. It was like last December or something. November, December.
So explain to me how you feel Detective Aldridge is supposed to believe that you shot this man 8 times and you felt that was in self-defense. Let me ask you this, Pastor. You're a smart guy. You got your education is better than mine. Your education is better than his. Okay? You're a smart man, smart human being. You think 12 people on that jury is going to believe that?
It's fight or flight. I mean,
no, fight or flight is bam, bam, I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's fight or flight, Pastor Si. Come on.
that's if you have one person on you. When you have two, like something, I'm not a trained soldier or a police officer. It was like panic mode. I had 2 people had been pointing guns at me.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Had been.
And still was. That's why the gun was over here. That's why Amanda was pointing at me. Amanda was pointing at me again. That's why I felt my life was in danger, because she picked the gun back up. So I thought he picked the gun back up. So yes, I could have stayed here, but I didn't trust them. I didn't trust them. I didn't do anything when I came to their home to warrant them even having a gun pulled.
You brought a gun.
But I didn't show it.
Hold on. How am I supposed to argue for you when you bring a gun?
I walk my dog with a gun at nighttime around the apartment complex.
It's your apartment complex. It's in Richmond. How are you going to argue self-defense on this when you shoot a man 8 times?
I didn't count.
And two of them point blank to the head.
I didn't count them.
You went and killed that guy on purpose.
No, I didn't.
I'm not saying that was your intent going over there.
Right.
I'm not saying that. No,
Right.
I want you to understand that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's your intent.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, when the shit hit the fan, it was on, and Pastor Si was going to get his revenge.
No revenge.
Yes, you were.
No revenge.
Yeah.
No revenge.
You were going to deal with him.
I wanted to protect myself.
Tell me
Because
about that email you sent to Lakewood Church.
Which one?
The one that they've been forwarding us
About what?
about killing Wayne.
I didn't forward any email to them about killing
Yeah,
him.
you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
That's somebody else doing it, and there's no way I would do that.
Happy hunting.
What?
I wish they took my phone. All right,
Yeah.
They don't even allow us cell phones back here.
Yeah.
I showed you. This made the news for several days, right? You know that.
My mom said it was on the news.
Yeah, a couple of days. So everybody saw your picture. As soon as that happened, Lakewood Church has been forwarding every email that I guess you sent or sent to others or other. But
Happy hunting is what it said?
something to that extent.
No, I didn't send that. Somebody else must be putting that. Because
Once again, Si ain't done nothing.
I didn't do that.
Once again, Si ain't taking responsibility.
No, I didn't. That's a frame. I did not send an email to them saying I was going to kill Wayne or anything like that. None of the emails I've ever sent Lakewood, including to Dr. Paul Osteen, have been any kind of violent emails. Yeah, Dr. Paul Osteen's secretary emailed me the last time.
Help me understand what
the email was.
we're going to get off there. Help me understand.
And they said they would pray for Kelsey and Wayne and Jim.
Help me understand. If you love Kelsey so much, you knew she was in that car.
Mm-hmm.
You shot her stepdad 8 times in front of her. You went right next to him after he's laying on the ground, put the gun to the side of his head, pulled the trigger twice, and assassinated that man.
I didn't want her.
Explain to me how, then you turn around and shoot your ex-wife, her mother, Kelsey's mother.
Yeah. Auntie.
No, we're going to say mother, because I think she's a mother. That's all she's known her as. The caretaker, correct?
Yeah.
Sole caretaker, as she can remember her mother twice in front of her. You got mad and you got pissed off. And I ain't saying he didn't swing at you.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that. I am saying I think you're lying to me. You know he swung at you. No doubt about it. I'm going to call bullshit on you thinking he had a gun on you. I'm calling bullshit on that.
I wouldn't have
He
shot.
turned, he turned and went
Before,
in the house.
but he came back.
I know he came back.
Yeah.
I'm saying you saw him put that gun down.
I didn't see him put the gun out. I didn't see the gun go onto any surface.
Well, he turned his back on you, right?
Yeah.
He turned his back on you.
But Wayne is, you know,
He turned his back
it
on
was
you.
sneaky of him to come out with a gun, I thought. So I thought I can't trust him. And the sneaky of
Well,
him
why is it sneaky for him to come out with a gun? Answer door with a gun.
because I'm not posing any threat. I came with presence. That was my only intention.
He was warned. He was warned that you were coming there. He knew you were coming there. The neighbor.
He said something about the neighbor calling him.
Yes, the neighbor called him.
Yeah. But in that, even I thought that they had conditioned the neighbor's mind to think that I'm a stalker and blah, blah, blah. You know, so.
Why'd you pull up right in front of the house? Why'd you pull 2 houses down?
It's just more room to park. Is Kelsey okay?
I haven't talked to her. I know as of yesterday, she ain't stopped crying. I know she's going to be traumatized for a long time.
Yeah.
I know she thought her mom was dead. And the effect that that's going to have on her and seeing everything she did. She witnessed a fucking murder. And that's what that was. That's what that was. You know when it turned into murder? When you knelt down by that dude and put a gun to his head, hit him twice in the head. Your self-defense bullshit stopped right then and there. It stopped. 0. I told you from the get-go, I wasn't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I told you I wasn't gonna yell at you. I told you I wasn't gonna scream at you. I haven't I got a little loud earlier.
It's okay.
It wasn't personal.
I know. I wish I could.
Now, I'm a God-fearing man. Remember I told you I struggled with my faith?
Yeah.
I believe right now, Wednesday night, that there was a purpose behind this. No, not on your part. God puts people in people's lives through tragic situations.
Yeah.
Okay? I've been struggling with my faith for a long time now.
Yeah.
And when I say struggle, I mean I don't know if I believe. Now let me ask you this. You believe in God?
Yes. I believe that I believe that people who don't believe in God react violently to God. And through it all, that is what, what I was in my mind, like when I was kneeling in front of Wayne in the walkway, in my mind, it was like, man, like no kind attempt is working with this guy. No effort to de-escalate, no effort to sit down and talk, no effort to go for coffee in the past, no gift.
You showed up at his door. Why should he show any effort? This is his castle.
It's the birthday of the child.
You showed up unannounced to his house.
But it's a birthday. It was a birthday present.
See, that's the problem, Si. That's the problem, Si. You're rationalizing your actions. When everybody else is looking at this, including your mom, because she said it earlier, what the fuck you go over there for?
Yeah.
You're rationalizing your actions. And what happened? You're rationalizing your action. It's everybody else's fault. You haven't looked yourself in the mirror and said, all this shit happened because I fucked up.
I was hurting and missing Kelsey, and I just wanted to give her a present.
And you were mad.
No, I wasn't mad when I went over.
You were mad, that's why you took the gun with you. I ain't saying that I'm not saying you were mad.
No, not when I walked up to the door. I had no anger. I was happy because they let Carly talk to Kelsey.
I don't mean on the spot, man.
Right.
I mean about the whole situation. I mean, starting first day with Amanda, you having to quit your school, her giving up on her education, divorcing you, wanting to have sex with another guy, your friend. That pissed the hell off out of me. And I think all at that time, right then and there, when you were on your knees, sitting on your knees, you knew you had that gun right there. You knew that gun was in the small of your back, and you knew at that moment, as soon as I get an opportunity, both of these motherfuckers are dead.
I didn't want that to happen.
But it did.
It did.
But it did. It did happen.
I didn't want it to happen.
Of course you didn't. You don't want to be sitting in this chair. But it happened. When you were sitting there on your knees, you mentioned de-escalate several times.
Yes.
So you sure the fuck know what de-escalation means. You never de-escalated.
I did. I was calm. I had my hands up walking across this way, and I was trying to get to the next yard. I had no problem waiting for the cops at that point.
You never, ever, one time, once you could have stopped shooting, de-escalated.
At that point, I mean...
That's the problem. That's the problem. You never at one time stopped shooting when you could have de-escalated. You never. I went through them options already with you. You didn't go bang on a neighbor's door. You didn't run to the car and call 911. Hey, get out of here. Hurry up, hurry up. Everything you did after you put 8 rounds into Wayne and 2 into your ex-wife indicated to me, and it's going to indicate to 12 people, that this was not self-defense. Because self-defense, you know what it looks like? 1, 2, possibly 3 rounds, I'm pulling the hell out of here. On top of that, had you stayed, there was an off-duty officer coming to that scene. They got there before everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You could have made a Ray Jestoff statement to him.
Yeah.
This is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Oh shit. Call the ambulance, let's save these people.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of that. But you know what you did? You wouldn't put that gun to Wayne's head twice. And I'm going to say it, you blew his head off. Because that's what you did. Then, on your way out, you went over to Amanda. You stepped over her like a piece of meat. And you tried to shoot her in her face. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I don't remember. All I remember was shooting at her.
Okay. Let me show you. Let me tell you what the video shows, and what she says after she got out of about an 8-hour surgery. That you stepped right over, put the gun at her, and shot twice, and there was no bullets in it because you unloaded on him 8 times and her twice. and your rounds only carry 10. And any school I go to, 8 and 2 is 10, so you were out of rounds. Now, how am I supposed to sit here and believe, with you doing that type of stuff, that this is self-defense?
Because I didn't want it to happen.
That doesn't make it self-defense. Shit, I want to be poor, but I'm poor. Not what it to happen. Hold on, Si.
But how is somebody supposed to, like, if I'm not trained as a cop, how am I supposed
This
to,
got nothing to do with cop. Hold on.
once I start shooting,
See, that's the problem. You're trying to justify your actions by saying I'm not a cop.
But you're saying I'm supposed to shoot twice and then know that I shot twice and then go to the...
I never said you're supposed to shoot twice. I never said there's a certain amount of time that you're supposed to shoot to make this look like self-defense. I'm saying your actions out there on that scene is not self-defense.
How?
Because as soon as you could have de-escalated the situation, someone that feels like they're using deadly force in a self-defense case immediately de-escalates, goes to a different direction and does something different than what you did. Okay? They don't go and put 2 bullet holes in his head, and then they don't step over their ex-wife and try to shoot her twice to the face. So, I talked about God with you. I talked about it's this type of stuff that I'm not sure if they're, in my faith, I'm sitting here talking to someone who is supposed to be a God-fearing man and believes in the Almighty, and you can't even tell me the truth.
I didn't remember shooting Amanda. I don't remember.
You can't even tell me the truth. And this is the type of stuff that I've dealt with for 25 years that makes me believe there ain't no God. You know why? You know why? Because you're the first pastor I've interviewed on a murder case, and you can't even tell me the truth. So how am I supposed to have faith?
The detective has been telling Sayantan all night that he struggles with his faith, that he wants to believe but can't, and he meant it as a way to connect, to find common ground with a man who calls himself a pastor. But now at the very end of this interrogation, after hours of lies, of selective memory, of stories that collapse under the weight of video evidence, the detective says something that cuts through everything. You are the first pastor I have ever interviewed on a murder case, and you cannot tell me the truth. This is not a tactical move. This is a man who came into that room hoping that faith might be the thing that breaks through. And instead, Sayantan Ghose became the reason he doubts there is anything to break through to.
You're disappointing me now.
How can I remember every single thing that happened when guns are...
You know where Clear Creek Community Church is?
Guns are going...
Do you know where Clear Creek Community Church is?
No.
You know where Clear Creek Community Church is? It's a pretty big church.
Bay Area's church is the only one I passed that I remember.
Okay. I go to church every Sunday. I take my kid every Sunday. Okay? I want to believe.
Yeah.
I want to believe. How am I supposed to believe? You're disappointing me, not even about this case. Ain't even about this. You're disappointing me about God right now. I'm talking to a pastor that can't even tell me the truth.
I told you everything I remember. Okay? I don't remember standing over her. That had to be just panic.
Panic? She's laying on the damn ground. What you mean panic?
They both had guns. They had pointed at me. I can't sit here and rationalize.
They pointed guns at you prior to them being told to put their guns down.
And after.
Which they did.
And after.
No, they didn't.
She had her gun here. She had her gun here. That's why I felt scared. I had to protect myself.
Did you feel scared? Did you feel scared when you went over there and put 2 more bullet holes in his head when he wasn't moving? Or did you fear just anger? Tell me what. See if you can tell me that. Help me.
I don't remember.
Once again, Si don't remember shit that makes Si look bad.
I don't remember.
You know why you fled? You know why you left? You know why you were wanting to go to California? You know why you were wanting to get the hell out of here? Because you knew you fucked up. You know this wasn't. Nah, that ain't the whole situation. You started thinking about what you did, like, that's why you didn't call 911.
She had already called 911. She had already called 911.
You could have called 911. You should have called 911.
I should have.
You fled. Everything you did after this, you got to thinking, man, I shot that man 8 times. I went down on my knee and put 2 bullets in his head.
I don't remember that. All I remember was driving in New Mexico, hoping that he could get to ICU and get treated. I didn't even realize I shot her. I thought I had missed her, and then she ran into the door, and then I was glad. It was over.
So right there is where she was laying, and when you stepped over her, you know why? Because this house right here is where all the video is. And it clearly shows you doing that. It also clearly shows you going right over here, kneeling down and putting 2 bullets in his head. You know what's ironic about all this? This house here didn't even have video about 2 weeks ago. The only reason it's got video is because kids keep paintballing his house. He's trying to figure out who the hell that is. She was right here, Pastor, when you stepped over her, did that, and it's on video. So help me believe that there's a God. Help my faith.
There's a God.
I don't know that there is.
Doesn't mean that, you know.
I'm talking to a pastor who can't tell me the truth. I'm talking to a pastor who can't tell me the truth.
If I see the video, I mean, I'll see the video. I mean, I cannot remember or even think that I would do that to her. You know, I was laying in bed here just crying because I can't believe she pulled a gun on me, and I can't believe I shot at her. This was my ex-wife. This is someone I loved a long time, and someone I had 3 bands on my hand, engine radio bands from the Christian radio station. For years during nursing school, always God protect my ex-wife, always protect Kelsey, and always protect me. I kept those on, even after divorce, well after divorce.
And in about 10 minutes, you took every one of those and shredded them because you didn't give a shit about Chelsea.
No.
When you took that gun out and you started doing what you did.
I didn't want her to be there.
Well, she was, and you know she was there. So if you cared that much about Chelsea,
I care about my own life too. I knew that 2 people were pointing guns at me, and that I was scared.
and you know that dispatch told them to put them down, and they put them down.
And they picked him back up.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. That's why the gun was over here. You said the gun was over.
Wayne didn't pick them up. Wayne didn't pick his up. Okay, you didn't know.
He came back out at me. That's how he got
No,
here.
no.
If he had stayed here and let me go away, then
He went in there, put his gun down like he was told to by dispatch, and then came back out to make sure you weren't going to leave because he wanted you arrested for trespassing, which he has every right in the world.
And I
in fact, you don't
accepted
seem
that.
to understand.
Okay, I accept that. I didn't know that, but I accepted it even after they said the cops were coming. I told Amanda, I'm gonna step right over here. I didn't run, I didn't do nothing. I just walked this way, hands up, and said, look, let me just step over here away from you guys. That's a de-escalation. I didn't want to be around all those guns and all this rubbish.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, son. I'm trying to wrap my head around how you were sitting there telling me that there is a God.
Doesn't mean man always listens to him.
What does that mean?
The whole thing. if we had listened to God, we would all sat down for coffee and talked it out and talked about Kelsey and talked about visits and talked about, you know.
What it sounds like to me, Si, if Si don't get his way with everything, Si rationalizes things through his views and God. And you know what? You know what? That might be a godly thing to look at it. That's a cop-out to me. That's a cop-out. Okay? Wayne didn't have a gun.
I didn't know that.
Wayne didn't have a gun. Wayne wouldn't put that gun down inside.
Why did he attack me then? Why couldn't he just say, you know, stop? Or
Well, you wouldn't have listened. You got up from them being on your knees. You were leaving.
I told
He has
him,
a right.
Let me step away.
You're under property. He has a right.
And I have a right to get off the property for my safety.
I think the property rights of a homeowner is a little more important than your rights who is trespassing.
Came with presents.
That's irrelevant. You were uninvited. I don't care if you came with balloons, a cake, and a band playing down the street. You weren't invited.
Please apologize to Amanda on my behalf.
I think you're going to have an opportunity too.
Yeah.
Now, I'm about to leave. All right, because I don't think continuing down the path we're going is good for you. I was hoping that, I was telling Detective Thomas on the way over here, my struggles with faith and how I don't believe and why I'm not believing. And I was hoping, and I meant it when I said, I think God puts people's past through tragedies. And I was hoping to get something out of this.
You will, eventually.
No, I was hoping to get a little bit of good mankind out of this. That you would come in here and tell me the truth. You know, I was hoping you prayed enough.
I literally...
I was hoping you would prayed enough on it that you could at least say, yeah, I mean, once I started shooting, I just lost fucking control. And, you know, yeah, I went down there and I kneeled and I put 2 bullets to that dude's head, but I fucking couldn't stand him.
It wasn't like that. I was literally...
I don't know what you were thinking, but it was exactly like that. Si, exactly.
It was just a heat of the moment.
I agree with that. I agree with the heat of, I'm good with heat of the moment. I believe that 100% was heat of the moment.
I mean, I literally, like, when I was driving, I was just, like, picturing Wayne in ICU recovering.
Wayne never left the spot. Wayne never had an opportunity to go to ICU. Wayne wasn't even looked at by EMS because you fucking put 2 bullet holes in his head. Si? So when you sit there and tell me that you're driving, you're praying Wayne's in ICU, you put 2 .40 caliber bullet holes straight to the man's forehead. How the hell do you think he's going to get in ICU? Wayne didn't move from the fucking concrete he was laying on until the body car came and picked his ass up. But had you just shot him twice and ran your ass out of there, Wayne might have survived. But you didn't want him to because you pumped him full of 8 bullets.
No, I didn't want him to die.
Well, you wouldn't have pumped him full of 8 bullets had you wanted him to survive, don't you think?
All I remember was, as soon as I shot, like, I turned, and then I shot her.
All right.
In March of 2020, Sayantan Ghose was convicted of murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, sentenced to 50 years in prison. Throughout the trial, he fired his defense attorney and decided to represent himself. He thought he could outthink the system. He used the trial to question Amanda on the stand for as long as possible, convinced she would break. She didn't. Think about what this man did. He stalked a family for nearly 10 years. Gunshots outside their window, Christmas morning at their door, hundreds of police interactions that meant nothing. And on a little girl's birthday, he showed up with a pink gift bag in one hand and a loaded gun behind his back. Kelsey was 11 years old when she sat in that car and called 911. When she heard the shots, when she watched her family fall apart on her birthday. Amanda said she was angry at the police for failing her family for years. She called Sayantan Ghose pure evil. And then she said she still has 40 summers left, and she is going to make the best of every single one of them. Wayne Harris never made it to ICU. He never left the spot where he fell. Sayantan Ghose knew that when he drove away.